Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. There's no big surprise here on the weekly. It's not really much of a surprise at all. So we've got the trend signal still in play. That's on the Itchy Cloud. We've got the trend signal on the daily still in play on the Itchy Cloud. We're above all moving averages, and now we've got the golden cross. So I can tell you now, unless there's some super FUD that kicks in, I don't really see how. This is one of the greatest setups you can get. We've broken out of the consolidation trend line. We've got golden crosses. We've got two trend signals on higher term timeframes. There is no bearish divergence on this move up from the bottom of the trend line here. And even when you take it to the weekly, just have a look at the wicks on these candles. We had the breakout the week before last. Last week we moved down into the box, closed back outside of the trend line, and this week we've closed outside the trend line. So, I'm not, I don't want to get people all hyped up for no reason, but I mean, it does look like super bullish. And it's absolutely 100% on target for what I was expecting all the way back, around this period. I said we're going to rally up, we're going to consolidate, we're going to break out this year. We're doing it. Also, recognize this. You've got the bullish divergence, the single drive of bullish divergence that you always get with spotting a significant low for Bitcoin. Did it here on the all-time low, here on the all-time low, here on the all-time low, here on the all-time low. Well, it's not the all-time low, but you know what I mean. The significant low, which was here, and then kapow, all the way up. And now it looks like we're going to break out. So it might be the case that this week we start to see Bitcoin move into the 70s, to be fair. And I mean, beyond the previous all-time high. That's going to upset a lot of people because they responded to the FUD negatively, but FUD is FUD, and it's hurt the altcoins, absolutely. But if you watched my video yesterday, you should feel a little bit more confident in the way it's all gonna materialize over the next few months. It should all be okay. But as far as this is concerned, this is the greatest setup of all time. That is not the truth, but it is a very good setup. There's nothing wrong with it. There's every component of this one particular chart being Bitcoin, which is absolutely banging. So we move it over to Ethereum. We're not quite the same here. We are not the opposite, but we're not the same. So we've had the golden cross retests on the simple moving average here on the weekly. It seems like a good place to have bought a dip. We need to get back above 2,800 really, so back above the center range to give it that power to consider it a breakout. Now you might not think that Ethereum's going to do that because you've read something about how Ethereum's a dead project, which even if it is Pepe a dead project or is it a highly liquid tradable cryptocurrency? I think it's a highly tradable cryptocurrency regardless of the project. We know, and you should know, everyone should know at this point, that the word project in crypto is a red herring. There's certain projects, even me talking about the word is just, it's so stupid in many ways, to say it. But, it's such a good project. Such a good project. I don't care that much, if at all, about projects. All I care about is setups, Is Bitcoin a good project? What's a good project? So anyway, as far as the setup here is concerned, it's toying with the idea of saying that this was the all-time low, and last week gave you another opportunity to buy the all-time low, 2,355. There is dwindling momentum. It's not really very strong, but I suppose there is higher highs and higher lows consistent with the price action. Let's have a look on the daily here, see if there's any clues. There's still, like I say, high highs, high lows into the death cross. And again, you need to break above these areas, 2,800 and then really 3,000 to get that power. Now, the only reason I'm talking about Ethereum is because we want to see the reaction of Ethereum's move up on the total 2, which is similar to Ethereum's chart, but slightly better. What we need to see here is a very tasty move above the 200 simple moving average. That would be a clear breakout at that point, ready to continue with that breakout. We haven't got it yet. That's another 6.5% move up from where we are right now. We've got hidden bullish divergence. We've got regular bearish divergence. It doesn't really matter to me because as far as I am concerned, the overall analysis, 'tis still the same as it was all the way back this time last year, where we're going to have an alt season, which we got, which we're going to have a consolidation, which we got, which we're going to do a dollar cost average, which we did, which we have a breakout, which we will have, which we will sell to Captain Noobmaster at some point some point around this time next year. All right. So I mean, the same analysis applies, and there is nothing much more to say. It is what it is. There is nothing else I can possibly say that I haven't already said. This is the fun times. Buying altcoins now feels like a stupid thing to do, because that's what most people can't recognize, is that altcoins go down until they go up, and only when they start going up do they attract the retailers, or the, I don't like the word dumb money, but you know what I mean, the people who don't follow charts and understand risk. All they want to do is get rich immediately and say it's a gamble. So you have to get in low. As far as I can see, and we've checked this on Patreons now for a couple of weeks. If you want to join the Patreon, there's links in the description below for that. But the amount of altcoins that look like Ethereum right now doing these snaking sideways movements below the 200 simple and exponential, but with higher highs and higher lows, plus Bitcoin breaking out with a really, really epic trend signal on a weekly and a daily, I think we're looking at similar scenarios to 2020, and we are going to break out significantly for altcoins, significantly. Just like we did last year, you know, when people were saying, I said there's going to be an alt season. I said it. I said there's going to be an alt season, or at least we can just call it a period of altcoin gains. No, you're wrong. This is what it looked like back then. This is what it looked like back then. This is what it looked like. Looked like this. Not even like that. It looked like this. It was just September when I was doing it. I was saying it. So, yeah. People were like, what are you talking about? Can you not see? The chart doth go down. And oh my God. Oh, I better delete those comments I left on Crypto Clicks YouTube. I look like a complete fool now. So that was then. I think there's more chance of it this time. This one looks more constructive. It looks better. Longer lasting accumulation from a sideways perspective should basically give a much bigger alt season. Or we'll just call it rallies in altcoins if it upsets people too much to say the word alt season. I know it's very triggering for a lot of people out there. So we'll just call it period of gains on cryptocurrencies. There is no safe spaces in crypto. There's only dangerous spaces in crypto. So look, that is the deal. It looks very much like what I expected it to look like, and now we're waiting for a big breakout. People can't see it. Most people can't see it. Most people can't imagine it until it happens. It's very likely to happen, in my opinion, now, because of all the things I've explained, especially with Bitcoin looking so strong. So in summary, Bitcoin is going to go up, and it's going to trend up, and the beauty of this trend this time around is that it's got a trend signal, so it can tell us when the trend has come to an end. So we've got an entry point and an exit point, which will be given to us later on by the Itchy Cloud. And then altcoins should benefit from the increased market cap of the entire crypto market, which will be the total one, which we never look at, which is also going to be breaking out big time now, because it's going to be carried by Bitcoin. So now you can see the breakout. It looks more like a Bitcoin chart anyway, doesn't it, really? There's your consolidation. We've broken out, more or less retested it as well, actually, to be fair. So it's looking very nice indeed, I have to say. It's just my indicators aren't loading, but it's definitely a better chart than the total 2, because Bitcoin, that's why, because of Bitcoin. But the total 2 shall be breaking out at some point later on down the line, most likely to do with Ethereum's breakout, which, you know, once you start to see $3,000 reclaimed, and then that's it. That's it. Your alt season, your alt rally, your crypto gains, whatever you want to call it, will happen. And then this time next year, when your next door neighbour knocks on your door, hey, excuse me, how do you, could you help me? I was thinking I might buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is $10,000 a good price for an Ethereum? I'll be like, no. I told you to buy it before, and you said no because of FTX and because of the charts were going down. And now you want to buy it when it's $10,000? That will be when you sell. It'll be roughly around this time next year. Right, I'll leave it with you there. There's nothing really much more to say that I haven't already said. The analysis stays the same. It's like somebody mentioned on the comments yesterday, actually, said, if you've taught me anything, it's to look at the higher term timeframes. And actually, when you do that, everything, it takes the sting out of crypto. If you look at it on the 4-hourly, daily even, sometimes you're like, oh, this is terrible, I can't cope. If you set your analysis based on the weekly, like I do, then you have a much greater handle of what's going to happen or what you think's going to happen. And so what happens day to day, minute to minute, really is just nothing. And when these big dumps happen, or even a pump, and you look on X or Telegram or anything, and everyone's flapping around, you're like, relax. Remember the all-time analysis. I mean, anyone who watches this channel at this point should have recognised that what I've said since the last year and what I've predicted almost exactly to this year right now has all been absolutely on the money. And it's not that I'm saying that I'm the best or anything like that. It's the same analysis that you would apply to any time frame. But when you apply it to a weekly, then obviously you can sort of project out like a week, month, a year, 2 years. Using the same kind of analysis, which is how I've managed to get to where I am right now, saying, look, told you this was going to happen last year, we got the Altseason, then I told you it was going to consolidate throughout the summer, we got that, we bought the lows, and now we're accumulating, it's about to break out, and then the breakout's going to happen, and people will be left behind. So it is true, focus on the weekly, and you will find an inner peace. with these cryptocurrency chats, or at least with Bitcoin anyway. Right, I'll leave it there. There's nothing much more to say. If there is altcoins out there that you want me to look at, leave a comment in the description below, and if there's something worth talking about, I'll do it. The Jasmine one wasn't really... I did it because everybody wanted me to, but it was a bit of a disappointing video. But overall, generally, I would be thinking, just, even if your altcoin looks horrendously bad, it's got to look particularly awful to not want to buy it. If it's doing the same sort of accumulation pattern that Ethereum's doing, many altcoins are doing this, you're probably on the precipice. You're waiting for the breakout. If it doesn't look like this, and if it's just a down-only chart, which some charts do look like, it's probably worth leaving alone, to be honest. Right, that is it. I won't say any more. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Let me know if you made it towards the end of the video. Leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you're not already, because we're about to enter pretty much the best period of crypto, really, which is 12 months of more or less consistent gains. Right, I'll leave it with you there. Take it easy.